Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and Arena's running a very interesting event. I don't think I've ever seen this before. You're drafting Ikoria, except keep in mind that every single spell, but not ability, costs 5 colorless less. Or I guess you could say 5 generic less. I think this is one of the cases where actually both apply, technically. But yeah, so I mean, you get something that costs 5 generic and 1 red, it costs 1 red. I mean, there you go. And there's no limit on what you can cast per turn, nothing. It's just wide open. You could draft any colors. I'd recommend Christmas colors because that's the biggest creatures. But as you'll find out, I mean, there's some tricks in some other colors. Maybe splash a different color, but honestly, I'm having trouble with fixing just with the red-green. So, yeah, I'm recording this voiceover ahead of time. But in this original footage, I went into it completely blind. Like, I thought I might get blindsided by some strategy I didn't even think of. No, it's pretty much fattest creature wins, or last in wins, or whatever. I will say whoever goes first basically wins, unless you can really pull something out of your ass, and I don't like that. You can legitimately lose on turn 3, and the middle 2 games I got just obliterated by just garbage mulligans. And my opponent went first all 4 games that I'm going to show first here. So, it is an extremely inherently unfair format, and it's 5,000 coins to enter like a normal draft with normal draft prizes. But, I mean, you'll see in the gameplay that the smartest player who makes the best play decisions tends to win, sparing complete and utter garbage luck screwing them over. So, you know, basically Magic the Gathering. I just described the game. It's just amplified a little more when you can lose on turn 3. So I'd recommend you guys watch this gameplay before you jump in yourself because it's so damn expensive. You'll kind of have some experience and a feel for what cards do what and, you know, what you have to watch out for, what you might get blindsided by. And in the 4th game, a really important message about showboating. And it wasn't me doing it. So let's jump in. Okay, so first match, decent opening hand, especially with Lava Serpent, but I'm not going first. I'm very concerned about that. By the way, Adventurous Impulse, like, seriously, the most beneficial cards are in green. Between Boost, Untap, Ambush, I mean, everything. I mean, Red has Steel and it has some First Strikers and some vicious stuff, but, well, I went with both. Now, he's playing 3-color, so, I mean, that on turn 1 is ridiculous. Truly and utterly ridiculous. So, I'll drop in my free sleeper dart. Anything 5 and under that's colorless is a free card. So there you go. I got the fattest creature, and then I'm gonna just nuke a dart to keep him pinned down for 1 turn, I believe it is. So neat card. I think does it? Yeah, that one says when you drop it into play, you draw a card. So it's quite literally free. Unlike the Triome Crystal things, those aren't exactly free. Still can't drop that in, unfortunately. It's my first striker. Pretty nice. I do have the Tentative Connection, which is just, act of treason. I just steal their creature. But, and 2 worms. And then, Force Fight. And then, of course, he sacks it. I mean, I knew he would. So, I mean, that's annoying. It's a good card. He gained life equal to, like, its toughness or something. That's cool. I was gonna pin him down, but I thought if he wants to sack his Pyroraptor thing before it gets big, it's fine with me. But Corpse Churn, that's kind of annoying, because he gets to mill 3 and then return something. I think he goes for the Honey Mammoth. Oh, no, he didn't. Well, I mean, he didn't have two greens. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you can get enough crystals, I would probably go 3-color. It depends if the crystal's on color. It would have to at least share 2. I don't know. It's just a lack of fixing will get you killed. Like, if you get behind for 2 turns, you're dead. You're just like, get hit for like 5, then 7, and there it is. So you got to be really careful. So I knew he had some kind of trick, but I'm not going to let it through. Oh, there was lurking. I knew he was going to do something. So that's, you know, finish off something that took damage. Okay. So like black has some interesting cards, but they're so situational and stuff. And you already have to have the other colors get going. I wouldn't run black. I don't know. And white is usually my go-to for basically any draft. Oh, that's a shame. But, I don't know. It's got flyers, it's got lifelink, but I just don't think that's enough to carry it. I mean, there's not enough consistency. The other sets had more of that. So there's my lava dude there with haste. I mean, I got big giant King Kong there, and then we got the greater worm. So he gets a Honey Mammoth out. I mean, okay. And that sleeper dart only keeps things tapped that are already tapped, or I would have already won. But I thought, well, let's drop him in. Unfortunately, I made a huge mistake. I should have stolen his Honey Mammoth and then swung with everybody. But he could have boosted and counterswung, and he had 2 cards in hand plus 1 top deck next turn, so that would have been kind of dangerous. So I decided to just go really conservative. Plus, there's that. I mean, that could have been bad if that would have gone wrong on a block or something. So he sacks it, gains 6 life. and I didn't have trample. I mean, that's a good move. 21-10 gets another Lava Serpent. That ain't no joke. Moss Coat, Flycatcher. I mean, he really just did not draft good cards. If I'm 2-color and he's 3-color, and most of the best cards are in the common slot, he probably should have better cards than me, better creatures. I don't know. Maybe his strategy was to get some kind of weird graveyard synergy going, like he was trying to build like a real deck instead of just a fatty fight deck. So I'm going to steal something, and I thought, well, I have to steal this, because anything else he'll sack it in response. And 21, I can't hit for 21. I just can't do it. He'd have too many blockers still. So this card is hilarious. +7/+7, and I get to choose the blocker. I misread that. I thought it's just, oh, it has to be blocked by at least one creature. So this is pretty ballsy swinging all out, because, I mean, he has 10 right there, but if he takes it all, he loses. So, I don't know. He had no cards in hand. It wasn't as dangerous as you think. Oh, and also I've also forced him to block. So he has to block there. Oh, man. So this game, I mean, as much as you can just get bad RNG on your opening hand and then lose because of it, I mean, also, this is an in-depth game with a lot of play decisions. It's very tight. It's kind of best player wins, best deck wins. It's, you know, at this point, does it look like I care who went first? I don't think it's terrifically relevant on like turn 10. Any little slip up, any little wrong targeting, wrong decision, any little ambush, you could win the game. Oh no! Deal damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. I underestimated that card because I thought this would just be turn 4 or 5. No, if it goes past turn 4 or 5, you're going. You're playing a game. So at this point, I was like, yeah, it's worth playing. Cool. That ended real quick. Opponent goes first, and I have a literally useless opening hand. Not one of those cards was relevant. This is pissing me off because I don't want to get rid of a single one of these. I mean, Greater Sandworm, it's like the biggest card you can draft within reason. Yeah, there's 11/11 Trample or whatever. I think it's rare. I don't want to get rid of a Thwart the Enemy with him going first. I did, though. It's just whatever. So he's playing white, and I'm like, cool, auto free win, great. Then I forget that doesn't tap for green. And that screws me over the entire game, by the way. So, yeah, there's Blade Banish. I mean, white has some tricks. They just don't have very good creatures, unfortunately. So you need good creatures to win. He has some lifelink. Okay. And once again, you can't count on Mutate. It keeps telling me I can cast that, but it's only for cycling. I can't cast that because it doesn't tap for green. I can't cast anything. So I actually have to cycle my frickin' Rex, my 11/11 Trampler. And then I got some more bullshit that I can't cast. So that's nice. Well, I can't cast this turn. So, you know, that card on the left grants double strike, and I would have had an 11/11 Trampler. I would have literally just won the game with it. So I was pretty pissed off. Not as much as the next game. Let's just say there's a reason I muted the audio. And also, this guy's a slow-playing dick that he take forever to do everything. So there's 2 flyers and I lose. So what an absolute bullshit waste of a game. I literally lost to the opening hand system and the mulligan. Oh, and my opponent going first. I stood 0 chance of winning that game whatsoever. So the first game, yeah, that was fun. Everybody play it. Second game, wow, what a bunch of rigged 100% luck, skill-less, you know, roulette wheel spin trash. Wait till you see the third game. All right, game 3 against a troll avatar douchebag. Love it. Anybody with Teferi or Ugin, you're an asshole, clearly. Absolute useless trash. I think this is the same exact hand I had last time. I can't cast a damn card. So I mulligan again, and my opponent's going first again, and that mulligan is pretty much shit. So I have to drop, I think, my Greater Sandworm or something. Yeah, because I can't cast it. Wonderful. Awesome. And then he drops in get rid of the damn overlay, Des, for God's sake. So he drops in a Crystal on turn 1, but he drops in a Fertilid, which, not a smart card to draft. So I thought, okay, Fertilid, I might be able to pull ahead. We got Hasty Boy there. I gave him double strike. I mean, so now half his health is gone. I mean, just saying. Okay, let's pause right there. I cast Lead the Stampede. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creature cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. I whiffed on it. The levels of face-melting profanity on the original recording would actually give some of you a heart attack. This was my chance to just pull ahead to the point where he wouldn't have a chance in hell of winning after getting screwed over by the Who Goes First system and the opening hand system for 2 games straight. Well, 2.5 games, I guess, because I didn't go first the first game. Now I whiff on a Lead the Stampede, the most powerful card in my deck. Now, for the record, there's deck shrinkers and stuff, but about a third of the cards in my deck are creatures. You might say, well, that's not enough. I mean, I got Cathartic Reunion. You discard 2 cards, draw 3. Then we got Adventurous Impulse. You go get a creature. Then Lead the Stampede. You go get a handful of creatures. Sleeper Dart. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. So, like, really, I'm running like a 30-card deck. So, 13 out of 30, not counting lands. Basically, my entire deck is creatures. Now, for fetch reasons, it's still 13 out of 44, but still, like, the odds of missing on that, completely whiffing, are non-existent. It can't happen. It shouldn't have happened. And there it is happening. To say that I was a little bit pissed off at this point because I am losing purely because of the bullshit RNG in this game, which at this point I'm convinced is rigged because I didn't like the fact that I won the first match, it is beyond aggravating. This right here, this by itself is a reason not to participate in this bullshit event. Now that said, I do win the 4th game. The way I would describe it now, all things considered, having played 4 games so far, because that's all I played and recorded at this point, is pure luck. Whoever goes first wins. 0 skill involved unless you go to like turn 5 or later. Then you can actually play Magic maybe some of the time. If that's worth 5,000 coins to you, then more power to you. To me, it's not worth the risk. So let's resume this absolute joke of a game. So he's still got a Fertilid. Oh, there's Boon of the whatever, draw a bunch of cards. Wingfold Pterodon is extremely annoying, but it's not going to win you anything. But he also drew a Mammoth, and he's got 4 lands in place. So, oh, plus a Crystal. So yeah, I'm basically screwed. He had perfect draws, I didn't. I stole one of his creatures, great, doesn't matter. At this point, I'm just trying to end the game. This guy keeps blocking like a complete and utter moron, by the way. I might be confusing him with the next one. Oh, look, another Honey Mammoth and more 4 life, and you got 2 creatures bigger than me. Great, good for you. I'm so glad that the RNG gods blessed you as such. So this, oh yeah, this guy is an absolute idiot. So I forced him to block, so he's like, well, I might as well throw both of them under the bus from a temporary boost when I have the bigger creature and can swing away and have a higher life total. Just what even goes through somebody's head? Oh, look, I didn't whiff on Adventurous Impulse. It's a miracle. I actually have to cycle that card because I still can't pick up a damn mountain. And then he gets that piece of shit that he shouldn't have drafted. I end up dropping in my X creature. I actually probably should have won this game, to be perfectly honest. He's a 9/9. I actually would have won this game, except he steals it and beats me on the next turn. Spoiler alert. So there it is, I lose. So I honestly probably could have turned that around because my deck is just that much better than his, but the RNG was like, no, you don't get to win today, Des. Hey, gee, Des, do you go first this game? Take a guess. Can you even imagine if my deck went first? Like how much of an overwhelming stomping that would be? I mean, then again, you could turn around with 1 spell, so I mean, who knows? So that's his turn 1, a free card and a double ramp into a Farfinder, so that's just absolutely fantastic. I'm happy for him, really. So I drop in a free Sleeper Dart, get a free card out of it. Cool. Still don't get a land. I'm pissed. Drop this in for 5. And I think he gives me a nice on that one. Yeah, I mean, should have drafted it yourself there, just saying. I think that's an uncommon. You can't count on a particular uncommon showing up in a pack. And if the AI starts drafting your colors, you're done. You basically lost before the game even starts then. So, all right, so he's got some stuff out there. I mean, why would he draft that? Guys, don't draft white. It's garbage. You're never going to get anything good from white. I don't think there's a white creature above like 5/5, is there? I mean, there's a monstrous step, which, I mean, questionable whether I shouldn't have done that. But if you don't play aggressive and your opponent is playing like a tricky deck with a bunch of stuff and play in multicolors, or like a lot of multicolors. I suspected he's running 3 colors. I think I ended up not being correct about that. And this guy plays like a lunatic. Also, that Sleeper Dart, I just kind of wanted to eat it before he has anything I give a shit about in play, and he fell for it. I mean, it's a 5/5. You can just block it with his 3/6. There's no need to use a Sleeper Dart until you literally need it, and I mean need, as in need it. So then I'm like, you know what? Wouldn't it be funny if I dropped a counter on him? Oh, no, you get the reach. I misread that. You get the reach counter. You don't get the +1 counter. I thought I'd be bigger than his winged. It helps to read the card. That hexproof, I'll be honest, it's annoying. It's very annoying. So my 5/5 can't get past his 3/6 and I can't touch it. I mean, it's a damn good card, but once again, it does not merit actually playing blue. And his whole entire deck is why you don't play white. Actually, wait. How did he end up getting that terror? Is he running 4 colors? I don't think I noticed that when I was firsting him. Somehow he generated blue, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. So I steal his adaptive. Oh, that's rough. I was not happy about that. Little +2 and indestructible. I mean, yeah, okay, still not worth running black just to get that one spell, though. Oh, look what we got. Oh, that's a shame. He thought it was nice, though. This guy was a polite player. I mean, still, once again, totally and utterly color screwed for the 4th game in a row, I think, or at least 3 games out of it. Oh, he flashes it in double blocks. Oh, no, but he blocks the wrong way. If you pause the video and back it up, you'll see why he drastically screwed that up. There we go. Honey Mammoth, give me that tasty honey, you son of a bitch. There we go. All right. He really shouldn't have done that, by the way. This is just like one mistake after another, after another, after another. But, I mean, I'm used to playing in the Diamond League, and when you go to these limited events, you know, hey, so he got me again with it. I mean, good for him, but... Oh, this guy he tries to like annoy me out of the game. I think that's what actually happens. I knew this was a trap. I mean, I mean, how stupid does he think I am? There we go. All right, so we lost him, whatever. I didn't have another creature with menace, I don't care. Biggest fatty in the deck, thick boy competition, dropping in the thickest. All right, there we go. So I still have Plummet, which I'm still questioning putting that in my deck. I mean, the only flyers I care about have hexproof or whatever. I don't know. I think that Pterodon you choose flying or hexproof. Very confusing because it's flying in the art. That always throws me off. There we go. Go for blood. I thought I had this. I thought I had the game. Watch this. 2 cards in hand. I had a feeling, though. Sleeper Dart. Boom! The amount of times he saves himself from this sandworm is truly hilarious, but then he decides to arguably showboat, and then that's a creature killer right there. So the next blocker is dead. Unless he flashes it in and my killer is at sorcery speed, then I can't do anything about it. Alright, so I can prevent all damage done by his creatures. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. So he casts Thwart the Enemy and prevents all my damage. Oh my god. There's another Thwart the Enemy. Great. Now the RNG is just taunting me. So we got a 1/6 crab. Okay, now that kind of makes sense to give him +2. So he survives, but that Plummet made it lethal. So I guess I can't really accuse him of showboating, I guess. I don't know. He should have done it, but he also kind of shouldn't have done it, but he didn't know I had a Plummet. So yeah, he should have done it. Okay. I'll retract my accusation of him showboating. So that game was insane. Like, that was actually an insanely good game of Magic. So we have 2 pretty good games and 2 just absolute disgraces, just lady luck slapping you in the face and then kneeing you right in the balls, okay? To say I don't know what to think about this event would be an understatement, but I guess I gotta go with my original conclusion, which is it's either gonna be a complete and utter disaster or some of the time you might get to actually play a fair game of Magic. And for 5,000 coins, that's not worth risking it to me. So, I mean, you've seen enough games. I'll just go play it out right now and then show you the final result. I bet I'm gonna not go first game 5. I'm gonna have to mull to 5, and I'm gonna lose because of it on turn 3. That's my prediction. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it was a joke of a game. I went second. My opening hand was a joke. I had to keep it, though, because it had 1 usable creature. And then, like, a silent dart and a crystal. Oh, boy, I have a shot at it. But the opponent was playing blue-green mutate. Somehow we got that to work. I just obliterated him with, like, force fights, ambush, blocks, stealing, sacking, just everything. I obliterated his line. And then he won by 2 counterspells followed by 3 rares. He probably only drafted 3 rares, so once again, he had better cards drafted than me in the rare slot and then pulled them all in a row. So I lost, once again, to the random number generation random system. So, starting to think it's a little rigged, although I do suspect it's not smart enough to recognize, advanced... scenarios and shit. I don't know. It's bullshit. So if this is a free event, I'd be like, whatever, it's wacky, try it. For 5,000 coins, do not waste your money. Holy shit. This whole format is a complete utter disgrace to the game. Don't touch it. I mean, this is literally coming from a guy sitting on 15,000 coins with nothing to spend it on. Don't touch this garbage format. Oh, unless you have a horseshoe shoved up your ass, then feel free because you'll just auto win. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.